Morning and welcome to the next podcast of Collier-talks cricket memorabilia. Hope you've had a good week. It's been a good week here, I have to say. All the night stuff that I managed to snare at the auction has arrived. So without further ado, we'll crack on with bits and pieces that have turned up this week as well. So to start off with, we've got this lovely card here of the Surrey boys, 7 of the Surrey boys. You've got John Edrich, Graham Roop and Alec and Eric Bedser there. I see that they've signed differently there. One's got Alec and one's got EA Bedser on there. So it's unusual for them to sign slightly differently there, I have to say. And then on the back we've got Surridge, Gover and Peter May. So quite a nice card there from the collector card, Croydon 1976. So pleased to get hold of that one. That's a nice one. And this lovely coloured card here in the Valentine series. Of the great Tom Hayward there. Lovely card that one, I have to say. Pretty rare thing for the coloured one. So Valentine series, and it's sent to Mr. George Stevens on the back there. And it's got Dear George, this is 27th of the 7th 1906. And it's hoping he has a successful day at the match today. So hopefully he gets a 50. So a lovely card there. I've got the black and white one as well of that, so it makes a nice pairing up there of the great Tom Hayward. And they also come in a sort of a tracing paper type envelope, which is unusual. I've not seen one of those before. Quite nice to get hold of one of those too. It's a nice addition there with Tom Hayward. On we go, we've got a lovely cabinet card here. This one is, his name's AP Kerr, yours truly AP Kerr. And interestingly on the back you've got to James Dean. 29th of October 1891. Interesting card, got sort of serrated edges there like a saw blade with square corners. So not actually seen one of those. But he's coming from Lambertville, New Jersey. Photograph taken by Moffat of Union and Church Streets. So I've just started sort of looking him up, American cricketer. They did play a lot of cricket around that Lambertville area. Although Lambertville haven't actually got a team, but they played a lot around the area. So hopefully Roger's on the case as well. So we're hopefully going to try and sort out Mr. AP Kerr. Lovely cabinet card. Then to round that stuff that came this week was this lovely brochure here of Australian Test cricketers 1948. Got Bradburn on the front there. Not bad condition either. Rusting staples as usual. But in there you got McCall and Harvey there. Pictures of full pictures of all the Australian team. You've got a lovely fresh face one there of Keith Miller, but they've got on there New South Wales. He's got his Victoria Cricket Association cap on there, so a bit of a mistake there. It was printed in England by Grant Hughes Limited of Brackenbury Road, London, W6. So got a nice one there of Sid Barnes in that New Zealand cap. I think he swapped with someone, so he's sporting that. So quite a nice sort of booklet there from the 1948 tour. So anyway, onwards and upwards to the stuff that's turned up at nights this week. So start off with this lovely Officers Mess Cigarettes postcard of the 1909-10 team on board Saxon on the way over to South Africa. A very nice card there, good condition. And that goes with, which I bought a few years ago that you might remember. It's a lovely souvenir of the first test match played in Natal, Durban. And it's got the South African team there, got a scorecard there. And then you go down there and it's got the England team, MCC team, captained by Lucian Gore on board the Saxon, same image. And there you got Hobbs, Strudwick, Bly, Simpson Hayward, the underarm bowler, Woolley, some great names on there, I've got to say. Buckingham's a rare one, but a nice item that. Needs a bit of restoration, unfortunately, but I will get round to doing that one day, he said. Said that a few years ago, but I haven't done it yet. So anyway, that's a nice item. What else we've got there? Lovely postcard there, signed postcard of Fred Holland, Surrey boy. And after he finished playing his cricket, he was coach at Oundle School. So a nice postcard there taken by Foster, Brighton. Nice sign there. Nice card here of the Windsor Castle, which brought the 1935 South African team over, and on the back there you've got the signatures, 12 signatures on the back there. It's browning in age, but it's not bad at all. You can see everything, and it's nice and clear. So please get hold of that for the ships side of the collection. And lovely photograph here of the England team at Edgbaston. Who's it taken by? Royal Warrant Photography, Whitlock. So lovely image there of the England team at Edgbaston for the first test. Debuts of Kilner, who else you got? Tate, Chapman, George Wood, and obviously Herbert Sutcliffe there, who'd obviously paired up with Jack Hobbs for the first time, and got a century partnership, 136 first time out. Well, the first one of 15 centuries partnerships they put together over their careers. So a great photograph there. Of course, they bowled South Africa out for 30 in that innings, in that test match rather, in the first innings. Been sort of forefront of everybody's mind this week after West Indies got bowled out for 27 by Australia. So it's been on the TV screens and what have you this week. Sort of highlighted the 30 not out. So anyway, that also goes nicely with the England v South Africa England team signatures there. Missing Wood, unfortunately. Tilsley's on there, who was 12th man that time, and that test match. So there's a lovely set there. And you've got the South Africans there with George Parker, who made his debut, along with, who else did make debut? Dean and Tuskin made their debuts in this test match. Parker was brought in from Eccles Hill in the Bradford Leagues to strengthen the bowling. Got 6 wickets in England's first innings, and they sort of bowled him to death really. And he sort of petered out after the second test at Lords and never played again. So there was George Parker's international test debut. So nice signature there, rare signature, George Parker. Appears to resistance this week is the Earl of Delaware's invitation to the Earl of Sheffield and Miss Attenborough. Got a lovely emblem there, the embossed emblem of Australia and the embossed emblem of Delaware. And it's invitation for the 30th of, or the 31st or the 1st of August 1896, when Delaware got a team up including Stoddart to play Australia, and they beat them. It's a fantastic result for them. But that actually matches up with a lovely card I got a few years ago of Earl Delaware. And he was Mr. Bexhill. And on there you'll see the ground at Bexhill and this big house that he built. So I think the cinema and the shopping centre are named after Delaware now. So lovely signed card there. That come from America somewhere. But of Earl Delaware. So lovely. But the interesting thing there is Miss Attenborough. Now, she ended up with Lord Sheffield, 1895. Lord Sheffield actually adopted her as his daughter, believe it or not. But she was the daughter of the local vicar in Fletching, who come down from Runcorn to be vicar, with 4 other daughters, I believe. And if you've got Roger Packham's lovely Cricket in the Park book there, which he wrote a few years ago, full of information, it's actually got a paragraph, a chapter in here. It's named the vicar's daughter, and it's about, obviously, Mabel. Mabel her name was, but she was called May all her life, and say she was adopted as daughter of Earl Sheffield, and she ended up an assistant and done everything basically and looked after him health-wise until he died in 1909. And then she, a couple of years later, she remarried a major in the army, who unfortunately died in the First World War, so she only married for a couple of years. There's a picture of her in here. There she is, Mabel, which is May Attenborough. So then her first husband, who was big major in the army, G.R. Fitzpatrick, there's a photograph of him there. So he died in the Second World War, and then she remarried again, and then ended up in Fiji, and where she went through the rest of her life and died in 1954. So she'd had a good life and very interesting. But so when she was adopted by Lord Sheffield, it set the tongues wagging down there. So very odd situation, being the daughter of the vicar's daughter, or the vicar rather, and then being adopted as a daughter to Lord Sheffield. But anyway, so that's a great addition to the collection there. Lovely invitation card. Very pleased to get hold of that. So anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed that. Plenty of information in there. We babbling on, but so I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.